What's going on? My name is Amy. Welcome to the channel. And in today's video, I'm talking about how 1 week can make all the difference in your trading. So I'm a 6 months day trader, and this past week, every single day, I have been attempting to trade like Ross Cameron, at least in the way that he teaches, which is trading low float, high momentum stocks, often trading in the pre-market. Some of my trades were taken during market hours, but he kind of has a sweet spot of like 7 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern. So this week I've been working on getting up super early, and that's a little challenging because I'm on Pacific time. So for me, that means getting up at I think I started at like 4:15, 4 a.m. Then I was getting up at like 3:45 a.m. Today was 3:40. And I'm slowly trying to get up earlier and earlier so that I can catch maybe that 4 a.m., which is 7 a.m. on the East Coast trading time. So this is my little trading plan worksheet that I've gotten from Ross, and it kind of just breaks things down. So this is exactly what I'm looking to trade. And by having this strategy, this plan to follow, it's helped me to take much better A+ quality setups. And I'm happy to report this is day 4. I am green. Yay! Now, Monday, the difference with Monday, I took a loss Monday, and unfortunately, because I'm trading such small position sizes, I'm buying 5 shares at a time. I wasn't able, even though having 4 green days in a row, the one loss on Monday that I took on ZCAR, it prevented me from actually being green on the week. But in hindsight, it's not much because I'm trading so small. It's like I'm down $2.70 or something like that. So nothing crazy. My outcome for this week was get a bunch of base hits, build confidence, get better trades, and just really work on these fast moving stocks, being able to get in and out using mental stops. Previously, I'd been using actual stops and I wasn't trading pre-markets. This is different for me, right? Kind of the criteria, looking for like stocks in the $2 to $20 range, big gappers on the day, up 10% or more, the float looking at under 20 million or so. And it's been a crazy market, right, y'all? So let's get down to today's trades, and then I'll kind of get into more of why this week has been different, okay? So I've taken now, trading like Ross, say like, doing as best as I can here. I've taken now 12 trades of my 20 trades experiment. So when I started this idea, I said, I'm gonna do at least 20 trades trading like Ross Cameron so that I can give it a good foundation of like, do I really want to trade like this? Is it working for me? Am I having fun? Maybe am I profitable at the end of it? Profitability, of course, is the ultimate goal, but I recognize, I'm 6 months in. It's not necessarily like some specific expectation that you have to hit like profit by X month, X year. I'm just doing what I can to get better every day. Y'all see me on these videos doing my recaps and everything. Lots of lessons learned. So today was a cool day, which means we were green. And I have a trading tribe now on Telegram. So you can join our group for free. And we have just been having a blast. So I started trading with them on Tuesday. I think it was, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I've been in there in the pre-market hours and through the open, trading with this amazing group of people. Y'all are awesome. Feel free to come join us. Link down in the description. Description and comments down below. And the first trade I took, today was an early day because I was like, I'm getting to the desk as early as possible. So I think I sat down about 4:20 a.m. my time, 7:20 East Coast, and I took a trade at 4:30 a.m. like right on the the half-hour mark. And I got into WBUY, which a bunch of people were watching this morning. That sucker was moving. And I took a loss on the first trade. I got in at 1573 and I got out at 1547. In hindsight, it's 20 some cents a share stop loss. And I was like, ooh, it looked kind of sketchy. And I even put here, I didn't give myself enough of a stop. I had a mental stop, I just didn't make it big enough. But considering it was over $15, I feel like my stop should have been at least like a 30 cent. And I didn't give it enough room. Had I waited literally 4 10-second candles later, this thing is shooting up. And I'll show you guys. This is a screenshot. By the way, I put together a trading journal playbook. It's kind of like, let's keep track of our trades and see if we can get better and better. And I'm gonna go into detail in a future video about how I'm doing this. But anyways, this is Google Slides. Screenshot is from Robinhood, which I'm not trading on. I just like their charts. I use Thinkorswim to actually execute. But look at this move up, y'all. I mean, absolutely insane. This thing was like, I think it was somewhere down like $10 a share. I didn't take the best screenshots. Got it cut off here. But where I get in was the last green candle, but I didn't get in at the top. I got in like somewhere around here. And this is where I was like, oh crap, I see a couple of red candles, and you can see it touching the VWAP. And that's, I think, where I kind of hit the sell button, and I was out at a loss of $1.30. However, there were signs that this thing was going to keep running up, and I felt really confident just getting right back in. So I did, and I took a second trade on it, and I get back in and I catch this next move. You see where it's consolidating after the red, consolidating, and then boom. And so I get in that next move, and I got like a $3, literally $3 gain. I went in at 640. Is that right? Oh, that can't be right. Sorry, I didn't update my slide there properly. I got in at 1750 and out at 1810. So a 60-cent gain per share, which is really good for me because I sometimes I'm trigger happy on the sell. And so between those two trades, the $3 and the negative $1.30, I was up $1.70. And here is where, in hindsight, I should have listened to intuition better. I said, okay, I've done 2 trades. It's still early. I'm green on the day. I could walk away green and I can be like totally happy with that, especially trading only 5 shares, right? And I kind of was debating, and I was like, well, if I see something else, maybe I'll take the trade, but I'm going to be a little more cautious with my risk. So what ends up happening at 5:40 a.m. my time, so 8:40 Eastern, I get into SYTA. Now, this one, it was like, okay, kind of looking good. We were getting close to the $2 mark. I get in at 5 shares, 195. And for some reason, I really don't know why. I guess it was just, it felt like I was in this trade and it was consolidating and it wasn't going anywhere. Excuse me. And I was like, and for some reason, I don't even let it go down to my stop, my mental stop, which was like $1. Did I write this down? I think my mental stop was like $1.79. But I got in at $1.95, right? And I was only in the trade for like 2 minutes, but of course, sometimes it feels like 2 hours, right? And I jump out because I see the MACD on the 10-second chart curling, and that's such a fast time frame that it could easily uncurl very quickly. And again, I really don't know what was going through my mind at that point, because like I get in here, if you guys could see my line, kind of at the bottom of this green candle, and then I'm out. See, it's consolidating, and then I'm out over here, only for it to go back up to the $2 mark. I think it went over, it was like 212 or something like that. And I'm like, if I had just listened to my mental stop, this trade would have been a profit. Like some of the other people in the group were getting a profit from it. And I'm like, okay, why did I jump out? Like, what was I thinking, not letting it go to my freaking stop, at least, at least give it a chance. I get out at $1.90. So it was only a 5-cent loss per share. But I don't know. I don't know what was going through my head. And again, here's where I'm like, okay, oh, that's weird. Why did it do that. I'm thinking I haven't had much sleep all week. I've been getting up super early. I was feeling already a little bit of decision fatigue at this point. And I said, I'm still up on the day. I'm still green. I think it was, at that point, what did I take a loss of? It was a very small loss. Excuse me. 95 cents. Is that correct? Sorry. No, it was 27 cents. Ooh, I gotta go back and fix my Google slides are a hot mess here. Okay, so that one was a loss of 27 cents. Not a big deal. Still up like $1.30, right? And I'm like, okay, 3 trades in a day. And there was some like part of me that was like, well, Amy, don't be scared. Get in for more trades. And granted, I am trying to trade like Russ Cameron, who trades many times a day. Although I'm not trying to do that, I am trying to be less like fearful or worried over getting into a trade and get in if the setup looks good, right? And for whatever reason, it was almost like a dare to myself, like to get into the final trade of the day, which was SRXH. By the way, these are all, met the criteria of the stocks and what have you, of what he trades. And this sucker, we were talking about it in the group, and I decided to get in on a rising green candle instead of waiting like I'm supposed to on a proper pullback where you have a red and then it goes above. So I'm in this like kind of, hitting the buy button a little too late, and I'm getting in at $1.41. So on my chart here, you can see the peak, getting in kind of not the very top of this green candle, but in this green candle. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna adhere to the mental stop this time. So I set a mental stop of about $1.23, which gave me, almost 20 cents, but it's a $1-ish stock. It's a pretty darn good mental stop. And then you can see this thing decides, and again, when I talked about this yesterday, I was like, I should have hit the sell. I saw it hit $1.45. So for a minute, I was up from $1.41 to $1.45 a share. And I saw it hit, and I'm thinking I'm gonna hit sell as soon as it hits $1.50 or like $1.49 because it's resistance level. And it never went that high. It hit $1.45 and then never came back. And then it just slides downward from there. And I get out, before it completely collapsed below all these EMAs. And I've got a 20 EMA, 9 EMA, and a 200 on my chart here. And you can just see it was just like, yep, going down. So I'm glad I got out. I adhered to the mental stop. As soon as I saw $1.23, it hovered for half a second. $1.22, I'm like, sell, I'm out. So I practiced good discipline there, but yeah, I kind of wished I'd listened to that little voice, confidence, right? Talked about this yesterday, confidence in what you're doing. And because I waited to see if it was going to hit that $1.50, I could have cashed out, but part of me thought it's such a minimal gain. However, we're in a dollar something stock, right? That I should have considered. I shouldn't have necessarily been going for, this bigger move because it's a dollar something stock. Okay. So I would take the money and run. Like, could have sold it, hesitated, didn't. And I also put that, I got in too high. I should have waited for that pullback. I should have waited for a pullback to at least like $1.30 something. I didn't, and I could have gotten the 10-cent move had I waited for a pullback, proper pullback. So, but trade 4, I'm like, for sure I'm done. And it's not even to the open yet. I was in and out of that trade in like 7 minutes from 9 to 9:07 a.m. And so I said, you know what? I'm going to close down Thinkorswim. I'm not trading the open. I'm not doing any more trades today. I was still green. Amazing. 3 red trades and 1 green. And I'm green because of that winner on the first one, WBuy. And lessons learned here is like, first of all, should have listened to the fact that my brain is like, hey, you're a little sleepy right now. It's like, 4 a.m. You've already made decisions that take a lot of mental energy as well as physical energy even to execute and to, you guys know how this is. It's day trading, this execution. It takes a lot of energy out of you, even though it seems like you're just doing things for a couple minutes at a time, but you're in such a high state sometimes of emotions, thinking, you're trying to remember your rules, like all these different things. And I'm not to the point where this is gonna unconsciously be competent for me. I'm in the point of this is conscious competence. I have to think every time I hit buy and sell, even just to where to move the, I'm still using the buttons on Thinkorswim. I have it auto send. Next week, I'm going to start using hotkeys just to see how that goes. I did set those up, so we'll see how that plays out. I just felt like having the mouse hovered over the sell, as I'm in a trade, and I could just tap it was like the better way for me to be quick, because I could still be looking over here on my screen for Robinhood, and I'm executing on this monitor, but I don't have to look at it. So that's kind of one of the reasons why I just kept using the mouse and the buttons that are on there. Yeah, as far as this week being different, I haven't had 4 green days in a row, and I don't know, it feels like it's been a while. Now, granted, like I said, I was down on the week. I'm going to do a weekly recap video. Look for that video on Sunday. But I was still really proud of myself because I was like, oh, I'm getting wins. I'm stacking, back-to-back green days. It really builds your confidence when you're, only like 6 months in and you're trying to just figure things out, not make mistakes, not do anything stupid. I'm trading very small position size. I appreciate the comments and y'all are like, be careful and stuff. But no, I'm trading very small size. This week, even though I've had more green days than red, I'm not ready to jump up share size yet because I didn't end in profit. So that says to me, okay, put another week under the belt, see if we can get into profit. But some of the things that have helped me, number one, having a trading plan, having a specific strategy and one specific mentor, Ross Cameron, that I'm listening to, okay? That has caused clarity of my mind for me to be able to get to this point, okay? To have 4 back-to-back green days and kind of feel like, not so much like I know what I'm doing, but that I feel more confident in doing, the actual execution of things. And secondly, has been the amazing community we are building on my Telegram group with the Trading Tribe. Being able to chat back and forth on the messaging is it's really helpful. It's like, okay, number one, I'm not alone. I'm not sitting in the dark, the wee hours of the morning trading and feeling like I'm all by myself. It's like, no, there's a bunch of us trading these crazy hours and sharing and hey, I'm in at this and, look at this one and da-da-da. And everybody's just there to help each other. We're all new. It's not necessarily anybody's way above and beyond, although we do have some people that are successful in there. It's more about being a trading support community. And I think when you're a beginner, it's like you need a little bit of that mastermind kind of idea behind what you're doing so that, one, you don't feel alone. 2, you don't feel so bad when you make a mistake or you go against your rules, because you can share that with the group and we're all like, hey, get back on track, follow your plan, and very supportive. Nobody's judging. We've all been there before, broke some rule, did something stupid, had some technical error, whatever it might be, we've all been there. And I think that coupled with the fact that, it's motivated me to get up earlier, which means I'm catching these better quality stocks at the time that they're in play instead of, after they've been played out. It's really helped. So I would say that's number 3 is the better quality stocks that I'm picking and getting into based on the volume, based on the float, based on the price point, and based on, breaking news. So today was all breaking news stocks and whatnot. So anyways, feel free to come hang out with us in the trading tribe. Like I said, this is on Telegram. It's, you know, you can set up Telegram through your phone or your desktop, whichever you prefer. I use it on both, and today I was using it on desktop, but feel free to check it out. Link down below. Also, any videos, courses, books, things that I've come across in my trading journey, I put into my day trading resources. There's also a link down below for that. When you put in your email, you get access to my Google Doc, and then you can see all the stuff I've learned from. I've been adding a section in there called Best of Ross, and it's videos I've watched recently that have helped me to kind of hone things in, learn a little bit more, stuff about indicators, stuff about exits and entries. Anything I feel like has helped me in some way from his content, I'll put in there. And yeah, that's pretty much all I have for you. Excited for next week. Like I said, I've done 12 trades now, like Ross. I got 8 more to go under this experiment. And then also look forward to the next video coming out on Sunday, which will be my weekly recap. I'm going to actually show you guys more behind the scenes of the trades I took this past week. So y'all are awesome. Take care. See you on the next one.